And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. Isaiah 2 verse 2. Welcome to the audio ministry of Mountaintop Prayer Global Assembly with Evangelist IG Newman, a man anointed of God to put an end to satanic activities via his global prayer outreach. God bless you as you listen and pray.
There are people who are students in the school, but they are not. And there are people who enroll into the school. Brethren, hear me. Most of them are just in that school as agents of Satan. They are after people who they will deal with their dream. And that's why you see so many started well, they never end well. And so many that began in the school, never finished in the school. Why? All this is because of your destiny. And there are so many people who started marriage, but they never end well in marriage. They ended in divorce. Why? It's all about destiny. There are parents today, people who have parents. Their parents brought them out. And these children came out only to discover they had to face battle and face devil from their home. There are fathers that never love their children. There are mothers that never love their children. You come up from the family and you meet this. That's to tell you there is a destiny in your life the devil is contending with. And I want to let you know that if you want to be great in life, decide it now. Don't joke with your destiny. Your destiny is the reason why you are here. Even if we stay here now, as we have spent so much time and we leave, and there is something you learn today, and 5 years to come, it becomes a reason for your testimony or your breakthrough, a reason for your success, then know it that today wasn't a waste for you. And in every kind of meeting like this, there are people, God is just repositioning them to take off. And I pray for you that when we finish and we leave here, you know, when an aeroplane wants to take off, it's not always easy. There is a time they call the takeoff time. The time it gets up, you still see they will tell you, your belt to remain where you are. And then you will position yourself. Everybody will be quiet. And you see the plane will meet the first turbulence, meet the first wave, and it will be trying to balance until by the time it passes the first, passes the second, probably maybe it's going to 72,000 feet above the sea level, and then eventually normalize. The takeoff is not always easy. Even in business, takeoff is not always easy. In ministry, in calling, beginning is not always easy. But the only thing is that the aircraft does is that no matter the force of gravity, I want to pull it down. It already has an altitude. Are you following me? I want you to set the standard for yourself. And it's my prayer today that no matter the force that want to bring you down, God will clear them for you. Your destiny is the reason for the battle you are going through. At one time I asked God, but why did you allow me to go through these pains? I said, no be small pain. I told people here how I went to preaching in one area in Bauchi State. I think in Darazu. No, not Darazu. I think Azare. After preaching, they couldn't pay my transport money. That was one of those things that, like some people were asking questions, that some people don't encourage them, don't appreciate you. Everybody may not appreciate you. And then at the end of the program, I calculated the money that would take me from that place to Potiskum. I discovered that if I dare use that money, enter motor from there to Potiskum. Then I will not have money to go back to Maiduguri. So the only calculating that I did was, when these people load taxi finish, we were, some outside guys now, we now decided to beg to sit at the booth. Now, they now give us empty booth. And then we now sat at the empty booth facing back. And then we were 3 in the booth, managed ourselves until we reached Potiskum. Now preaching, I went to preach you. These were my journey at the beginning. At the beginning, it was not so. It won't be easy. I have gone for a program, and the place where they kept me to lodge me, the man and the wife, the coordinator of the community, we all slept on the same bed. Will I quit? My job I did do. And your beginning, my beginning, today it can't happen. You know why I say it can't happen? Because even if they don't have the money for hotel, I can pay my hotel. Oh, I don't know you are getting me. You are not getting me. Are you understanding me? A time comes in your life at the beginning. It will look as if you made a wrong choice. The devil will show you, if God is really with you, others are preaching and the people are paying them their transport and your own. Nobody pays yours. You are the one managing where are you saying that God is with you? He made you look as you are a fool. Things that will make you give up the dream. But I still hold on to it. I don't know, in that business or in that career you are choosing yourself, and things looks as if you have made a wrong choice. It appears as if you took a wrong decision. The business is not working. Do you know there was a stage, even the thing I have in my shop at that time, if people come to ask me, do you have this? I carry empty carton, put at the case, put at the showcase. If people want, I will use my body, cover the other side, so that they will not know it's an empty shop. Those were the beginning of the journey. It may not look good. It may not sound well, but you are going somewhere. And my prayer for you all that are here today, a day in your life is coming when the whole nation will stand still and they will salute you from the airport. If you are that person over there, can I hear your amen better? Guide your dream. Even as we are living here, I'm not preaching, but I'm just trying to encourage you before we leave. Guide your destiny. So many people did not guide their destiny. And I tell you, the devil is an expert in assassinating destiny. Very expert. This thing you see me preaching here, I met a young man when I was growing up. This young man in Maiduguri, if you come to tell him your problem, he will only tell you, give me your hand. And he will handle his rosary like this. As you are talking, he's telling you everything in your father's house and he's telling you your problem and your solution. He didn't guide his destiny. He died with a woman. I met a young guy whose unction was, I was following him bomber to learn from him. He didn't guide his destiny. The day I saw him in Lagos, he was smoking Indian hemp. He didn't guide his destiny. A lot of people's destinies have been assassinated because they were not careful. And that's why the Bible said Jesus knew why he was here. Why are you here? The day you discover why you are here, you don't live like others. In that compound where you are living, some girls will be coming with about 3 guys. You will come home with 1 guy today. Tomorrow, another kind of car will come and drop her. Another kind of car will come and drop her. Tomorrow, before you know it, she's driving a car. And you are carrying Bible. Anytime, oh my God. Okay, you people are going for prayers, okay. You will just be doing all those things to do shakara to you. Mark my word. 5 years to come. 10 years to come. Just watch. Just watch. It have never. At that time, when I was beginning, at that time I was in Maiduguri, I sleep outside. I don't have money to rent house. So I sleep in the shop When the heat becomes so much, I climb the decking. That's where my net is. And there were so many girls at that time living there. One of them was so, I can't just say how that girl was. Sometimes she will be telling stories. All these people going to church, it will mark you to nothing. As I'm talking to you, as 7 of them that were living at the back of my shop then, 5 are in the grave. 2 are mad. These things are not what happened 5 years ago. But at that time, they were laughing. I don't know how I would put the kind of laugh and mockery. If you don't guide it, watch where you are ending. And the easiest way the devil rubbishes a lot of people's destiny is through sex. Especially young men and young women. If you want to land well, check most of the senior luxurious drivers you know before. Where are they today? Many of them perished for nothing, achieved nothing, ended nothing. Why? Because of carelessness of sex. Most of those men you see that drives 911, they come to a particular place and park. They carry this akuna, carry other prostitutes. How are they today? Many of them ended those labors in 20, 30 years without any single achievement in their father's house. Go to Opiwekon in Onitsha. You will see them still hungering around looking for people to dash them 500. Why? When they do those things, it kills. Let me tell you. If you want to joke with your destiny, play with your life with sex. Go to the university. Any girl who is in the university and you are a boy is in the university and is coming to toast you as a friend, and you want to make up your mind and he's promising he will marry you. Are you a fool? The person has not left even the university. You are still in the university and he's telling you I will marry you. The statistics I was checking yesterday said 90% doesn't work. All those people in the campus that were sleeping around with you were sleeping around with them, hoping to be married. Where are they today? Where are you? The campus is a place of transit. You're on transition. You're on transit. Everybody's passing. And somebody comes there. He has not even planned his own life and he's telling you he will marry you, will do this. Just watch it. One small stud. Stud. If they put leg for you, you will not know that Nigeria is another country. Guide your destiny. I was a lady, like when a sister was talking to the spinsters, was dating, the worst thing that will happen to you is when you date these men from other religion. Do you know how God used to tie children when they born them? If you have never seen, one day if a woman give birth, check how God tie the picking. You will discover that is how they will tie thy destiny. You are here. I am not saying may. Any girl you know around you or even you that have dated any of them, show me your destiny. Show me your star. Before they will date any Christian girl, just like what she was saying, and when they look at your star and discover that you have a good star, they can do anything to have you. They may not marry you, but they will give you money. They will not marry you, mark my word. When they will marry you is when they will only tell you. Maybe when he feels that there is no opportunity again. But as a young girl, go and write it down. You know, go marry you. And sometimes when they insist on marrying, when they pregnant you, and the worst thing that will happen to you as a girl is that when you have that baby, you can't take claim of that baby. It's their child. And they can go to any length. They may even kill you on top of it. I have seen severally. There was one that came to the office. As soon as I touch her, he says, I said, you are. The demon was reacting. Command the spirit left her. As soon as she would land on the ground, her phone started ringing. Who was the person calling? The same guy. Like joke, like play. He now call. Immediately now call, I picked the phone. I started speaking in tongues. He said, I said, Karakatushi. he entered into serious problem. You know, when these things happen and you are breaking out, the devil will not let you go. They will fight. There is nothing that guy did not do. But to the glory of God, that guy is in the grave. The last attempt, they attempted to kill that girl, the thing backfired. Because if you want to come out, they will do every form of charm to make sure that if they lose you, you lose your life. And you know, there is this particular thing they normally do. It's like sending an arrow. They are seeing. Yeah, they will just send that thing. You will just my waist, my head. Bam, the person don't die. They don't give you 2 minutes chance. It's just a minute. Just that moment you scream. Some of us who lived with them will knows what I'm talking about. But avoid them like shit. If you love your future, guide your destiny. If you love your tomorrow, guide your future. If you love your star, guide your future. That thing, let them not use marriage to trap you. Let them not use marriage to deceive you. Let them not use marriage. And you too, if you are a young guy here and you are not prepared to marry, and all you are busy doing is to follow a girl to sleep with her. Sometimes when you come, let me tell you, the day that girl will cry, and you use that in the name of her, I marry you, I marry you. Because some of these girls don't have strong mind, and some of them, sometimes they don't, from the family where they come, some of them don't even have anybody that guide them. And because you feel you will take advantage of her ignorance. If that girl cry tomorrow, you are not escaping it. And if you are here and you are a young guy, you love your future. If there is any girl you have hurted bad, immediately we are finishing this program, apologize to her. If you, listen, I'm telling you, or if you are here as a guy, you raped a girl, disvirgin that girl and raped her, and you think you have escaped? Nah, lie. Wait for it in 10 years. Wait for it in 10 years. If you see any guy doing that kind of thing, tell him to watch. I'm not telling you may. I am telling you reality. It will happen. And if you love your destiny, put your leg together. One of the fruits of the Holy Spirit is self-control. God knew you can control yourself. And that's why he gave you the spirit of Holy Spirit for self-control. If you can't control yourself, submit to God and say, God, kill me. But he knew you can. Check anyone that rise and crash. People that started well and never ended well. Check them well. It was sex that finished them. And I want you as a young man, as a young lady, don't let anybody use it to brag you. In Hebrew chapter 12, we read a story about Esau. He sold his birthright because of porridge. And the Bible said, let us not be profane like him. That even when he came to his senses, he sought for that birthright with tears. He didn't get it back. There are those who, because of smartphone, sold their birthright. I read the story of a girl, Nokia 3310, then. Because to get that Nokia, he slept with a man. And that man made her pregnant. She went to do the abortions, managed to survive death. They removed her womb. And they removed the fallopian tube. And then, in the course of those things, it took grace for her to survive. And then she told me, I know if I marry, I will not have a child. But the reason why I kept this phone is that I'll keep on reminding myself, this is what led you into it. I was a lady who was coming from Gwagwalada. That time we were in Gudu. You are going to a man, he was sleeping with you. You did the first abortion, did the second one, did the third one, did the fourth one, did the fifth one, did the sixth one, did the seventh one, did the eighth one, did the ninth one, did the 10th one, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, listen to this. On this 15th one she did. And in each of these things she was doing, the man will lead her to the hospital. He will now pack one side. She will go to hospital. And then at the last one, if she sits down here and got up, she'll be having drop. Now, and they have to arrange doctors that were coming to Nigeria they are going to do some surgery to some people. And then this reverend contributed, I think they contributed 800,000. Each of the people they are coming for, they paid 800,000. And then they will do the operation in Lagos. This is where I parted with her because she wanted me to lie. And then she was to go to Lagos, but she don't know how she would tell her mom that this is why I am leaving Abuja to Lagos. And now I was in Enugu now. She called me on phone and asked me that those white people have arrived. That please, can I talk, that I should talk to the mother now that she's going to deliverance so that she will use that opportunity. I say, me, tell your mama you are going for deliverance. That they gave you 1 week dry. If you come there, you stay there to do the fasting, the deliverance for 7 days. For her to be able to go for that surgery. I said, if you die, your mama called me, who will I tell her? I was in Enugu, I was in this parish in Ababanike, what the inland, this parish they call, I forgot the name of the parish. And then I said, look, I don't know how I will lie to your parents. But the fact remains that if you are good, let them be aware. Your mother should be aware now that this is where you are going. Since then, we cut off, and since then she stopped calling. While we are going now, I want you to prepare for your future. Plan it. If you want to see those who are great, ask what is their secret. Don't dabble yourself to any man or to any woman anyhow. If you dare it, you will just regret it later. And I pray for all of us that are here, those who are due even for marriage, who don't have job, may God give you job after this meeting.
We believe you have been blessed. For additional information, contact us on 0803 447 2328 or 0701 366 2001. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at IG Newman. For days of activities, we meet every first and third Saturdays of the month at 8 a.m. and Thursdays and Fridays before the Saturday. If a man can pray, there is a God to answer. God bless you as you call.